And the first thing he said to me was, "Do you know how good your water is, mate?" How did I get into the world of water? Someone asked me the other day. And it was a complete accident. Now let me share the story with you. 2016, I had to get divorced. I had to find somewhere to live. Property to my children was the Crag Inn. We were living 900 metres away. And that's why I bought the Crag Inn. The other reason I bought it is it was a failing pub, and I don't like pubs. Because it was failing, it was of interest. Just somewhere to live. I just needed a bed that was near my beautiful children. 6 months after I bought it, I found out that we had to get our water tested because we were a commercial property, we were a pub, and we had to make sure the water was safe for public consumption because the water comes off our land and it's our own supply. Until that moment, I just thought water was water. I'd never heard a conversation about water. I didn't know there was a conversation to be had in the world of water. So I invited round Blair Water, the people that had serviced our water every year. Richard Taylor, the owner of Blair Water, came to meet me. I think it was about October 2017. And he walked through the door of the Crag behind me. I went, "No." He said, "I told Ian and Janet for 20 years they should be bottling it and selling it. They ignored me." I went, "You're joking?" He went, "No." I said, "How do you know the water's so good?" He said, "I'm a geologist. I've been drilling water for 40 years all over the world. This is the best water I've ever hit by a mile." And I went, "Shut up." He went, "No, I mean it." So I said, "What happens next?" He said, "You need to get it accredited and tested. It'll take 12 months. It'll cost me £5,000. And at the end of that, he can prove whether he's right or wrong. But until then, it's just his opinion." So I said, "Immediately test it." So Richard started testing it. And I kind of realised there and then at that moment kind of how upset I'd been for how long. I didn't really know it because it had become so normal. And then suddenly I'm really excited about this amazing opportunity that Richard's telling me about, this water. But again, I didn't know there was a conversation to be had in the world of water. So Richard starts testing it, and I decided immediately that if he was right, we would make sure that everything we did was as environmentally friendly as possible, as a repayment of that debt to Mother Nature, who I believe probably saved my life by giving me this gift at that precise moment, which was rock bottom for me. So started bottling the water. Well, Richard obviously tested it a year later, and it's all good. I spent the first 2.5 years on my own, washing bottles by hand, selling. And everywhere I went, selling the water, everybody's like, "Wow, I didn't know water could taste like that." And at the time, it still all sounded too good to be true for me as well. I didn't really quite believe it. But everywhere I'm going, people are loving the water. And then a big thing happened, and that was Salacious Drinks. Washington, D.C. got in touch. They asked me for samples, which I sent them. And they got in touch 2 weeks later, said it's one of the finest waters they'd ever tasted. And I said, "Why?" And they explained why. And that's when I realised that there's a whole world out there of naturally occurring water that I know nothing about. And I need to study and I need to learn. Because if I'm going to be involved in this business, I need to know what I'm doing. And that's how I approached it. So that's how I got into water. It was a complete accident, a complete fluke. It came at the lowest moment of my life. In case you're wondering why I'm swirling, by the way, it's Ice. He's taking me on a walk, so we don't get tangled in the lead, so I do a little twirl. Yeah, so don't give up, don't lose hope, whatever happens. My gift came at my lowest point in my life, and I think that's really powerful. So yeah, that's how I got into water, by complete accident.